Right here on our Power Pivot, we can actually start to create our relationship. So what you need to understand is that you always have to make sure you have your fact table, which is your data table right here. So I'm going to show you through what it is that you have right now. So let's just go to the data view to understand something. So starting from the fact table right here, as you can see, the fact table would have, okay, let's check this out. I'm going to go ahead and filter this. I want to go down a bit. I'm going to filter this. First of all, I want to clear this off. So just get this and click on OK. So now, if you look at this, we have this particular product ID repeated over and over again. So in the same way, if we make this particular, in the same date, which is, you can see different date now, this date is different from this date, from this date, from this date. So we can actually, make sure we change the format for we to see what we are getting into. So now we can see we have 10, 13, 20, 20, and we have, here we have 6, 26, 28, 2021 right here, two different dates, but we have the same product ID, which means this particular product was sold in 2021 and sold again in 2022 and sold in 2020 right here. So we have repeated, product key. So when we go to the main product now, which is the product lookup, so we have to verify what is this. Here we have 576. So the 576 here will not repeat itself over and over again. The 576 is going to repeat itself just once. So I'm going to go right here and filter it to number filter. That is equal to 576. 576. I'm going to click on OK. So we have 576, just one here, which means right here we have a single value for the product ID. And what we call this is actually a primary key. So the one we have on our fact table is actually called foreign key. Foreign key can be repeated over and over again, while the primary key has to be unique. That was why we have this very unique right here is for this product. This is what mapped this particular product right here. So this product will not appear here twice. It's going to appear here once. And any table you have with a unique list of what? With a unique list of IDs is actually called primary table. You understand? So this one with repeated, keys or product ID is actually called foreign keys or foreign, keys with foreign fact table with foreign keys. So if we go back here now on the diagram view, we can now understand what is going on right here. So right now we have the fact table. Our fact table contains many duplicates of this region, of this customer, of this calendar, of this particular store, and of this product right here. So while this particular brand contains just primary keys, and coming to here now, if we link it up, we are going to have duplicate of this particular brand here because we created this particular brand table from this table when we actually try to understand what is an index number and how to use the index number and what the index number can do. So with this now, we can see how everything played out. So let's just see how to run this particular, relationship. If we have to connect our table together, we have to connect this particular region ID to the region ID we have here if it exists. So as you can see, we don't have direct region ID here. If you check all through, there is no region ID. So what do? You have to look for where you have region ID, which means this table does not have direct relationship with our fact table. So I'm going to move this away. Now I'm going to move this right here. I'm going to move this right here. Now I'm going to take this one and have it here. So which means we have our region ID to be right here. I'm going to connect it to here. So this is going to actually tell us how many stores we have in the region. Do you get it right now? So what we've just created is actually one to many relationship. So one here and many here, which means we have foreign keys here. Anywhere you see this star means we have duplicates of the keys we have here in this part here. So anywhere you see one here means we just have one single ID for a particular region. If we have 10 regions, I'm going to have 1 for the first region, 2 for the second region, on and on. And this particular one region from here can repeat itself over and over again, depends on how many cells we made in that region. Now we have to connect this particular store to a particular table here. And if you look at this particular part now, you can see where we have our store ID. So you can decide to drag this now and have it right here. So it's going to create another one-to-many for you. So can you look at it right now? Here we have single value of our IDs, and we have multiple of this ID coming from here to repeat itself over and over again. So which set this particular table with a primary keys and this one with foreign keys. Now about our product. So once we bring in our product right here, we can actually connect it. It has direct relationship to this. Can you see that right now? So this is exactly what it is. So for this particular calendar table, so we have to make sure we link this calendar table to our transactional, date right here. So that is how we can actually know how many transactions happened in a month, in a week, weekdays, weekend, and even on a quarterly basis. So our customer now, we want to know how many transactions our customer had with us. So we bring it to our transactional, table or our fact table. So all those tables here, they're actually with primary keys, while this one is with foreign keys. And you know what foreign keys, are? Is actually multiple keys in one table. Okay, we are done with that. So whatever we do between this table and this table right now is called snowflake. Snowflake is when we have a table that does not have direct relationship to the fact table, but to another table that would have direct relationship to this. So with the relationship this table has with this particular table here, so we'll be able to actually filter data coming from here inside this table. So let's just try it and see. We have brand, and we have to go ahead and look for where we have our brand ID right here. If I scroll down, you can see our brand ID. So you can either drag this or you drag this in. You understand? So I'm going to drag this one right in here. And that works perfectly. So now one-to-many. And this is actually our return product. So this is where things will get a little bit tough. You might be asking, why don't we connect our return table to our customer to know which customer actually returned those specific products? But the way the data is being captured, we do not have ID for customer. You can see how many IDs we have. We have ID for product. We have ID for store. And under lookup, we can actually map now is the date. So we want to know how many quantity were returned in a particular month, day, week, quarter, or even in a particular year. So now that is how we can actually drag this into this particular date, and it's going to create one-to-many for us. So now we have many side of it to be here, multiple date here, and single date right here. So now we've just done that. So we want to just connect this to our product. So with this now, we can know which product will return more. And after that, we can actually go ahead and map this to our store using the store ID. So if I take it right here right now, we can actually use this particular store lookup to actually check which store has much more returns than the other and stuff like that. So what we have just done now on this table is called snowflake. You might be thinking like, what the heck are you talking about? So this is exactly how to run relationship. This is what you do when you use your VLOOKUP, your XLOOKUP, your index and merge to actually bring different tables together into one table and create a pivot table, create some reports and dashboard and stuff like that. So we've just done that right here, and this is actually cool. So I hope you understand what I've done right here. Just pause this video if you actually feel like you've missed a particular part of it. You can just back it and watch it again and again until you actually get what is going on right here. So everything we've done right here will definitely work the way it should be.